Hello everyone! Welcome back to our channel on YouTube. We are happy to talk about top 10 ways to immigrate to the US in this video. But before we start our discussion, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon as well. So let's get started. Number 10. Sponsor visa. Have your US citizen parent or sibling sponsor you, or your permanent resident parent sponsor you. You might be able to get a US green card if you have a family member who is a US citizen or permanent resident. Number 9. Tourist visa. A tourist visa, and when you get to the US, you can change your status. Some applicants may be able to switch from a visitor visa to a green card if they meet certain requirements. First of all, you have to be eligible for a green card. You can get a green card if you meet certain requirements, such as being sponsored by an employer or having family ties to a US citizen or lawful permanent resident. Number 8. Student visa. Get a student visa to get a bachelor's or master's degree at a US college. That will let you get a work permit called optional practical training for a year after you graduate. After a year, have your boss apply for an H-1B work visa on your behalf. Then have the boss show the Department of Labor that there are no American workers who are ready, willing, and able to do the job by applying for a labor certification. Then go to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service at the Department of Homeland Security and ask for a green card. This is a long and painful road, but it may be the only option for many applicants, especially those with skills but little money to invest and no family in the U.S. Number 7. Work visa. Either apply for an H-1B work visa and then get a green card through labor certification, as in the student example, or apply for an EB-2 extraordinary worker green card based on a national interest waiver. H-1B applicants who work in a specialty occupation, for a Department of Defense cooperative research and development project, or as a fashion model of exceptional merit or ability can get green cards if their employer applies for labor certification and then sponsors them for a green card. Again, this is a hard path that starts with a lottery for most H-1B visas and has a limited number of spots available each year. If the job is with a college-affiliated nonprofit, a nonprofit or U.S. government research organization, or an organization that needs the H-1B worker to work at one of the first 3 types of employers, there is no limit on the number of people who can do the job. Still, getting a green card through an H-1B visa is the worst way to do it because it is so hard. Number 6. Green Card Lottery. Apply for a green card through the annual Diversity Green Card Lottery. 55,000 people are chosen to come to the U.S. through this program. These are people who want to come to the U.S. but come from places where there aren't many immigrants like Estonia, Fiji, or Ukraine. If an applicant doesn't fit into any of these categories, their spouse may have the necessary qualifications. In either case, the applicant's immediate family members also get green cards as part of the process. The above descriptions are very general. If you choose one of these options, you should do more research to find out all the specifics. Number 5. Special immigrant. Apply for a green card as a special immigrant, such as a religious worker or an international broadcaster. The EB-4 immigrant visa is a work-based green card for religious workers from other countries who are very good at their jobs. It's mostly for people in the U.S. who are part of a religious group that doesn't make money. Because there are so many people who meet the requirements, the rules for each EB-4 visa application are different. Number 4. Refugee. You can submit an application for a green card on the grounds that you are a victim of crime or a refugee seeking asylum. There are thousands of people who are forced to flee their homes and seek asylum in the United States each year. A person who has been harmed or who is frightened that they will be harmed and is therefore looking for a safe place to live is considered a refugee. If you are a refugee, there is a chance that you will be able to enter the United States and submit an application for a green card. Number 3. Marriage. To get a green card this way, a foreign citizen must be sponsored by an immediate relative who is either a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident who is at least 21 years old. Marriage is a common way to do this, but the marriage has to be real and not just for immigration purposes. Intent is the most important thing. In fact, there are 2 types of family-based immigrant visas, which is a more general way to talk about this way of immigrating. Immediate relatives. These visas are given to people who have close family ties to a U.S. citizen, like a spouse, child, or parent. Each fiscal year, there is no limit on how many people can come from these groups. Processing is done quickly. It takes about a year or so, on average. Family preference. These visas are for people who have certain more distant family ties to a U.S. citizen or to a lawful permanent resident. Each fiscal year, there is a limit on how many immigrants can come from these groups. Processing takes more time, often years or even decades. Number 2, Investor Program. Through the EB-5 Direct Investor Program, immigrant investors can receive green cards by investing as little as $500,000 in their company and creating 10 new employment opportunities for American workers. This is a one-time chance, and it is quite likely that it will no longer be available before the end of the year. There is a strong possibility that the sum required will increase to $900,000, which is the same as before. This program also has a regional center version. However, it is currently closed and is awaiting a decision from Congress regarding whether or not it will be reopened. Number 1. Transfer Visa. Imagine that Toyota sends the manager of its office in Tokyo to New York so that he or she can oversee operations there. This is an excellent illustration of how moving between firms might result in the issuance of a green card. Your petitioning employer needs to be located in the United States and have the intention of hiring you in a managerial or executive capacity. The petitioner must have been operating a business in the United States for at least a year as a legal entity and have a relationship to the company that employed you as a manager or executive outside of the country. This connection must meet certain requirements. Because you won't require a work permit, this is an excellent option to get a green card in the United States. So these are the top 10 ways to immigrate to the U.S. We hope you found our video informative. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.